Hey guys, how's it going? So we are out doing just a few random garden projects today. Starting off with a bit of tree planting over here in the new property. Aaron went shopping yesterday and picked up 3 North Pole arborvitaes. The kids are out here to help us today. You can see that we got our hands on some compost. So we're working on getting this area top dressed. Definite difference between native soil and something a little bit richer. It makes everything look so much better when you've got a top dress like that going on. And the layering it's just looking so beautiful out here. I'm so happy with the way it's forming up so far.
Yeah, looks good.
Now, do you have any idea where you're putting these?
They can go anywhere, really, right?
Yeah, I mean
everything, there's so much space.
Did you just pick them up because you thought, those are nice?
Just more green.
Perfect. So we only have 5 evergreens out here so far, the 2 Austrian pines and 3 Spartan junipers. Austrian pine there, 3 Spartans there, and if we swing this way, there's an Austrian pine right there. Aaron, what do you think about planting them closer to the oak, like drawing some evergreen interest down that way?
Well, yeah, my guess is in the end we'll have like 30 evergreens between here and there. So you can kind of pick a spot wherever you want at this point.
Well, let's move them down there and see. So North Pole arborvitaes, we've talked about lots. We have multiple North Pole arborvitaes on our property, mostly on the west side. We've got the 2 big long hedges. These grow 10 to 15 feet tall, 3 to 5 feet wide, and I think they're zone 3 through 7. I gotta double check that.
Okay.
I can't open the tag. Yeah, zone 3 through 7. And we have found that for an evergreen, they do, in our climate at least, we're very hot and dry here, they do appreciate more water than your average evergreen. So long as you do that, they're pretty happy.
They're pretty shallow rooted for the most part.
So other than just making sure consistent moisture, we do have to knock snow off of them occasionally in the winter.
Yeah, like any other evergreen, any other arb.
Sure.
Probably will need to knock that off.
All right guys, so we're gonna work on placing these, getting them in the ground, and then I'll show you, and then we're gonna, I think, go over and harvest the very last of our peppers. It's a beautiful day today. It's supposed to get like low 70s, I think.
Yeah,
right?
71.
But we woke up to 36, which is the coldest it has been so far. But it's kind of a welcome change. That crispness, is that a word?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the air is awesome. Got them in. They look great right there.
Look really good. It'll be nice. I wonder if we will have enough space to put something deciduous in front.
I'm ready for lunch.
Oh, she's ready for lunch.
You ready for lunch? Okay, we'll head that way in a minute. I'm sorry, what were you saying?
Do you think we'll have space to put something deciduous in front?
Yes.
You think?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yep, for sure. We've got the oak, which grows, what, 50 by 40-ish?
Yeah.
And then 10 to 15 feet tall. So this will be a lot lower. So we could do like a crab apple or something real pretty.
Or something really tall here too.
Or so, yeah, and then just limit up.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Really, the sky's the limit out here.
Yeah,
kind of.
it's fun.
Yeah, there's nothing in the way. All right, we are gonna go have some lunch, and then we are going to harvest all the peppers. Here are the pepper plants and a whole bunch of weeds. They've kind of just run amok in this area. We have done a bunch of clearing, so all the tomatoes that were here are gone. All the sunflowers, which were right here, are gone. Kind of nice to work on it gradually. We had onions and potatoes. There are still a bunch of flowers and sweet potatoes that are still going for it up there. But I wanted to get this section of peppers, which there are 28 plants right here, cleared out so we can turn the water off here. We had 8 more pepper plants in our raised bed, so 36 plants altogether. So we've had a tremendous amount of peppers this year. I think I'm gonna harvest today and just give all of these away because I still am working on my last batch that I came out here and picked, which I don't know if I did that one in a video or not. I don't know. We're constantly out here picking stuff. So what I'm gonna do with gloves on, because this is where I ran across a whole bunch of black widows earlier this season, I'm gonna pull each individual plant up one at a time and just take all the viable peppers off of it. And then the pepper plants will go to Bethany's pigs, and the peppers will be dispersed among friends and family. Got our harvest baskets right here, so let's just get this done. Well, we only ran into one black widow the entire harvest. I was very careful and I went slow. I was looking everywhere I stuck my hand, and then like carrying the pepper plants, I would use my clippers to do that. And the black widow came rushing out of one of the plants inside the gator as I was getting ready to get in there and start picking the peppers. And it went down on a web onto the ground and then started taking off. Ooh. But we ended up with a bunch of peppers. Look at that. For mid-October, that is amazing. And you can see there are some green peppers that, you know, hadn't ripened yet. They weren't even fully formed. You know, the walls aren't very thick yet, so I didn't save those. And then there's a whole bunch of shriveled up ones as well. And some of them might have been close enough to ripen, but our nights are getting cool enough now that I don't know. And you know, at a certain point, you're just kind of ready to be done, clear things out and move on to something different. So bell peppers, lots of them, ranging in size from little, which these might not quite be, you know, as sweet as some of these that are a little bit bigger, but this huge basket full. All of these right here are sweet peppers as well. These are the pepper pots. I think I've got a tag. Right there. Pepper Potts Sugar Kick. They are really good, and I recommend these. They are very consistent. That's something I really like about them. You know, bell peppers, sometimes you'll get one that's really thick-walled and nice and juicy and sweet. Sometimes it's thin-walled and kind of bitter. Thankfully, we do pretty well with bell peppers, but I feel like these little ones, these little orange ones, are more consistent than our regulars. So that fills the majority of this basket right here and onto the gator. And then we have some barracuda. There's several of them down in there. Poblano type peppers right here, looking real nice. And then we've got this big basket full of spicy peppers. So we've got the hot and heavy right here, fire away hot and heavies. And then we've got jalafuegos in varying degrees of ripeness. And oh boy, I don't even know what the ratio is. It looks from the top like there's more hot and heavies, but I bet you it's about equal. You can see all the jalafuegos like all the way go down to there. So one more crop that we're done with for the year. And you know what? I am not gonna monkey with putting these plants in the back of Paul's truck. That's normally what I do because there may or may not be more black widows. I think I'm just gonna put these in the pile this time. It's not a very big pile anyway. So we're gonna go get these things cleared out of the gator. Then we're gonna go grab some kale and plant some on either end of the Hartley. It's something that I wanted to get done yesterday. We were out there planting yesterday and I just didn't have quite enough time to get it all done. So we'll finish that up today. And then we're actually taking the kids to a farmstead tonight. So it's like a farm festival, but they go for like a month and a half. Should be fun. Okay, so here's where we're at. We've got the beautiful white kale. Look at these. Oh my goodness. What are these called? Are these crystal snow? And then I do have these 4, which I might have to use in conjunction with these in order to fill up the end caps on the Hartley. I'm hoping not though. I'm hoping I can just stretch the one variety. We just planted all of these kale yesterday. The Yokohama Red and the Coral, is it Coral Queen? Coral Prince, something like that. And I'm loving it. So these are the end caps. We've got this one right here and one on the other side. So we're gonna trim up the boxes, just a little bit of training trim. We'll get the cabbage planted, and I think that's gonna be it. I do plan on making some kind of a block for that electrical panel. I mean, it's kind of a necessary evil. We needed to have that in order to, you know, run everything in there. But anyway, that'll come later. In the spring and summer, you don't notice that as much because you've got plants, you know, bigger things around them. But anyway, let's get this done. I've got my hedge trimmers, the blower, the rake. I think I've got everything we need. Okay, got it done, you guys. Now, note to self, 10 really doesn't fill up the space just because I know that these kale are not going to grow any bigger than this, but they will sit here and look pretty and bright. Honestly, it would look pretty to do either, you know, a center row and kind of offset it. So you've got 3 rows all together, you know, 5, 4, 5. Or you could come in with something like white pansies or dusty miller and pop one in between each cabbage, and then also, or kale rather, make a back row and a front row. I think that would be really pretty too, but for now I'm really thrilled with this. We're gonna come in with some mulch and cover over the drip tube so it's just nice and tidy. Little trim job on the boxwoods, and the other side looks just the same as this one. Let's go look. Except for I have watered that one and I haven't watered this other end yet. And there it is. One of the sweet little cabbage was just on the small side. Probably should have put that one in a corner. Oh well. Looks fun and bright. And I did have to steal one kale from our east side pot. So I took one of the other type that we had in the back of the gator, and I just popped one of this variety out of the pot from the back side, so you don't really notice. You know, in passing, if you're just driving by the pots, you don't really see it, but you would notice a difference in something like this that you're just kind of walking by. Something about the uniformity of this and that just speaks to me. I love it. And it's always fun to see how things work out, because I didn't plan on planting anything in the ground around the Hartley for fall. All of the kale in the ground were not planned for that. In fact, all of the purple kale that I have back behind was meant for these containers, and everything just kind of shifts as, you know, the season progresses and your mind kind of changes, and you can always find a use. So now I've got 3 of this other variety of kale. It's got like a little bit more of a blue tint to the leaf, and it's got a white center with purple tips. This one is Coral Prince. I'm calling that other one by the wrong name. Anyway, it's got a really beautiful look, and I can use this trio in a container somewhere or in the ground. We'll find a spot for it. And you guys, that is going to be it for the day. Kind of a random assortment. The arborvitae, which I can actually see from here. I don't know if you can see way out there. You can see the 3 arbs, like beacons, evergreen beacons out there. Then a little bit of harvest, and then a little seasonal planting. It's a good day. And it warmed up. Oh my goodness, I do not need the sweatshirt anymore. But I'm gonna go in, we're gonna get changed and cleaned up and head out for the fall festival. It should be a really fun evening. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you're having a great day, and we will see you in the next video. Bye.